This is Joe Bliss, Casey Jones, 1950 on YouTube. This is going to be part 2. Previous video, I showed you how to repair the Proto 2000 4-axle trucks and what I do. One thing I forgot to mention is even if you use the Athearn gears, you should ream them out to 93.5 thousandths. The hole size is still too small for the stub axles. And it's a really tight press fit. I mean, we're talking 3 to 4 thousandths difference, which is kind of tight for a part that small. Stub axles are usually 95 thousandths in diameter, give or take a little, and then the gears about 91 thousandths the hole, maybe give or take, half a thousandths, but that's still a little snug. So you want to ream them out first. The other thing I did on this, and I mentioned before, I took and drilled a 1/8 hole, about a 1/4 inch above the bottom of the weight or the frame. And that's so you can get in to oil the front worm bearing with a Labelle 108 lubricating oil in case they go dry. Sometimes I've had that happen after I've got everything all in, and all of a sudden you test running them and they start making a squealing sound because the bearings have gone dry. If you don't do it beforehand, and if you drill that hole and you take the shell off, then you can get at that easily without tearing the weight back off. And after you get it all wired in, you really don't want to have to do that. What I used here was a TCS 1624 motherboard with no connections on it. This is just hardwire. I have used the TCS 101 diesels decoders before and hardwired them in, but this is a little easier. And if you knock off all the raised portions here where the original board is screwed on, put Kapton tape on the back of the motherboard and or on the frame so nothing touches or it's insulated, then you can go ahead and put that in. I've just taped it down, both the board, and then I've taped the decoder, which is the 1527 21-pin diesel decoder, or you could use a Wow Sound decoder also on that 21-pin if you want. I don't think they recommend using the Soundtrack's 21-pin board. If I remember right, I tried that once, and it seemed like the 21-pin board that the Soundtrack's made had a component that stuck up rather high on it, and then the shell didn't want to fit down all the way correctly. So I use either the TCS or I use the Wow Sound 21-pin decoders. As you can see, I've used Kapton tape here to hold the wiring down. I use the TCS KA2 Keep Alive, and that's just taped in there. And you want it, so it's just below the top of the weight. I use Tony's 15 by 11 millimeter sugar cube speaker in a 3D printed enclosure that a friend of mine, Terry Suderland, makes these for me. And I can sell these and make these, or he makes these, and I sell them a lot cheaper than the Tony's enclosures, plus they fit nicer. Or you can use the Tony's enclosure for these half height. As you can see, I also ground down for the headlight here, since this unit's got a headlight and then a Mars light above. The Mars light LED is just in the headlight housing on the weight. I'm going to run clear plastic lenses through the Mars light into this area, and I painted the back of the original headlight lens black so that hopefully it doesn't shine into the headlight area and make the make the headlight look like it's a Mars light, or make the number boards look like Mars lights when it's flashing. This shell, I've got a little bit more work to do on it. I installed the HL113 Details West Mars light where the headlight was originally. I had to shave that off. Then these are hard to find nowadays too. I used Detail Associates 1004 pile dual headlight for early Jeeps. Glued that on below it and then drilled out the holes for lenses. I still got a speed recorder to go on this. I've got it's got to go on the, I think, front truck on the right side, second axle. That's Details West speed recorder 284. The other things I have to do is I still have to put the sunshades on the cab, put the MU stands on, and that's about it. And then probably do some weathering after I get it all done. Part 3 will be, I'll run it, show you a video of how it looks with the Mars lights working and everything and the sound. And that's about it for now. Look for Part 3 later. This is Joe Bliss, Casey Jones 1950 on YouTube. Please subscribe and give me a like if you like this video. Thank you.